If you don't have $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 saved up, it might be tough to get into your dream home at the interest rate you want. Before you count yourself out, you might want to sit down with our next guest. That American dream of home ownership is a lot closer than you thought. Joining us with details on a new program that gets you in at just 1% down, please welcome Renee Morton with Morton Mortgage. Good morning.
Thank you.
I just want to make sure people caught this. It's called Morton Mortgage. Oftentimes people say, who do you work for?
Right. It's Morton Mortgage.
Yeah, because it's your company.
Right, exactly.
A lot of folks feel like they can never dig themselves out of a hole to be able to afford a home. You've been down in that hole before, and you want people to know that you can work toward that goal. You were married 16 years, found yourself divorced, supporting 3 children.
Right. So I started in the mortgage industry after a divorce with 3 kids, and didn't know anything about the industry, and jumped in, and my goal was always to do the right thing for my customers and make sure that they were treated right.
Yeah, because you had been taken advantage of.
I had 2 times.
Yeah.
So my first house was a fraudulent deal, and I was actually formally forgiven of the debt on that home. Second home, I wasn't taken advantage of, but in a refinance I was. And so I learned kind of how it felt to be a customer.
Right.
And so my goal is to make sure that my clients are taken care of and that we are there for them along the way.
Yeah, and the cool thing about yours is that you're a small business, but you're backed by the largest wholesale banks in the nation.
That's right.
So a solid business. And the other thing, when it comes to buying a home, I know there's lots of things online that you can apply for loans and stuff like that. I want to sit down and talk to somebody.
Okay.
Because, right? And that's what you're there for. That's that personal touch we talk about.
Yeah, we try to walk our clients through the process. So when you apply with us, our goal is to make sure you understand all of your options and walk you through the whole process so that you understand what you're doing at the end of the day. And we go to your closing. It's a comfort level that I want my clients to have.
Yeah, all right. So 5 mistakes home buyers might make. One is not getting pre-approved.
It is super important. That's probably one of the biggest mistakes that clients make is they want to go find a house and they call a real estate agent or they call the sign on the street, you know, or in a yard, and they have no idea what they qualify for. So it's super important to call a good lender and let us walk you through exactly what you qualify for. We pre-underwrite your file to make sure that your file is going to close whenever you get done with your transaction.
Yeah. And of course, when people are selling their house and there's offers, multiple offers, the one they want to go to first is the one that's not approval pending.
Right, has a solid pre-approval.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. All right, depositing cash. I had a friend several years ago who said, we're going to buy a house, but they want to see more money in our checking account. Can we borrow some money? And we'll pay you back later.
Right.
Well, they're cognizant of what's being deposited and how.
Yeah, it's super important not to borrow money to borrow money. You cannot do that. And if you go put cash in your bank account, we can't track it. So everything you do along the way for 2 full months prior to buying a house, we have to track it.
Yeah.
So it's really important that you don't deposit cash. It can literally disqualify your loan.
Yeah. Co-signing for a family member or a child, right? We all love our children and we all love our family members, most of them, but to co-sign it means much more than people oftentimes think.
It does. We always want to help our children. I have 3 of my own, so it's something you want to do to help your child get a
I want to live with my
start.
son. I don't want him living with us.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So what ends up happening is most people think, oh, it's not going to go against me because I co-signed. They're making the payment, but actually it does.
Legally, they hold you responsible.
Exactly, and it'll show up on your credit report and show that you are obligated to pay that if they don't pay it. So it does go against your total debt to income. And then, if they don't make the payments, then you just ruined your credit.
Yeah, and you have to understand that they're going to come after you.
Exactly.
When somebody else can probably skip that loan. Okay, changing jobs or starting a new business shortly before trying to buy a home.
So starting a new business right before you buy a home is a big no-no. You have to have 2 years of tax returns that don't have any loss on them. And most people that are self-employed know your first 2 years you're probably going to take a little bit of a loss getting your business going, and so you cannot qualify most of the time without 2 years of tax returns. If you decide you're going to change a job change, as long as you stay within the same field, you're okay. You just don't want to have a gap of employment for too long because that can disqualify you as well.
Yeah, like you don't want to be like, I guess, a neurosurgeon 1 year, and then the next year you're driving your first year food truck that you decide to make, right?
Right,
So,
exactly.
Okay. All right, you're like, we don't have any food in it yet, we're just driving around. Okay, choosing a real estate agent and a lender blindly. Word of mouth is oftentimes what people will do, but know who you're going to. Just because they have a license doesn't mean that they necessarily necessarily do business the way it needs to be done.
That's right, especially with the real estate agent, or, well, actually with the lender too. Everyone always has a family member that just got into business, but that person, everyone needs a chance, you know, and deserves a chance, but at the same time, they may not know how to negotiate a contract right for you, and you need to make sure that your personality fits with theirs, because you're going to be working with them for a long time.
Yeah.
And then as far as the lender goes, you just want to make sure that the lender knows what they're doing, that they educate you along the way, and they give you options, because it's your loan. For me, it's not my loan, it's your loan if I'm working with you.
Yeah, and then you find special programs for people. That's the other thing, is that there are people who think that they might not be able to get in. There are special programs. There are veterans programs to get them into homes, kind of the community helper programs with teachers, police, firefighters, nurses, things like that to look at.
That's right. So we love our veterans, and the veterans deserve the loan they get. It's actually the only loan that allows 100% financing with no mortgage insurance on it. And so they actually get the lowest interest rate that you can get. So it's a great program. And then when it comes to community service programs, if you're a teacher, a firefighter, a police officer, we have special programs just for you.
Yeah, just to get into the neighborhoods and stabilize those neighborhoods. And that's just some of the things that you know about that people might not know otherwise.
Right.
Tell us about, when I started off with this, the 1% down program.
Oh my gosh, it's one of the best programs. I'm one of the first lenders in the nation to have it. And the 1% down allows you to buy, literally with 1% down, up to $424,100 on your sales price. And we will give you 2% equity boost at closing. What that means is we literally credit you 2% back at closing. It's not cash in your hand, but it's 2% towards your bottom line at closing. So you're walking in with 3% equity, and it's for an owner-occupied only, people with good credit, 700 and above. And if you own a home and you decide that you want to sell that property and buy another, sometimes you go out looking and you find the best house, but it doesn't have the flooring, it doesn't have the granite, it doesn't have the pool.
Right.
Well, if you've got all this equity from your current home, you can take that money and add it, pay cash for those things to be done and go into our 1%, and you didn't have to finance the extras that you need to do.
Yeah, and that way you can make your house your home. Let me just say how important it is to be able to sit here and talk to somebody with their name on the building, if you will, on the business. I was telling you in the green room, I bought 5 houses, and 2 of my loans, there's no record that I ever bought the house. It got lost because it was in that big shuffle of just millions of loans out there.
Wow.
And there's nobody for me to go talk to. In fact, they said, we can get an investigator to and research it for you, but it's going to cost about $100 an hour. You know, in a case with you, you walk in and go, you know the loan because you know you were there with me at closing, right?
And we hold on to your information as well.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
If you're a first, second, or even third-time home buyer, Morton Mortgage can help you qualify for their 1% down program. You can find out if you're pre-approved for a home loan within 24 hours. Call them today at 832-912-4096, 832-912-4096. Or visit them online at mortonmortgage.net. And don't wait, because your dream home won't wait for you, right?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's right. Get approved within 24 hours and then go home shopping. Okay.